Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Tower of God Chapter 412, Season 2, Episode 332. So yeah, let's talk about this one. I thought this one was great. I thought it was amazing. There's one thing I'm not that big a fan of, but I really don't think it's that big a deal either. And that was the Black March stuff, but I'll get into that. I don't think it was that big a deal. I want to say thanks though. I, of course, always read your comments as soon as I get them and the notification shows up. I just haven't had time to answer comments regularly in a bit. I feel like I've been working on YouTube stuff basically all day, every day for the past 3 weeks. But as soon as I get the time and I feel like, okay, I'm rested up, I'm motivated, I'm going to be answering everyone's comments. There were some really good ones this week after that live reaction, discussing the Black March stuff, discussing stuff with Kallavan, that I think is all really cool and I want to talk about. And of course I'll get to all of that in a Haku Q&A eventually and talk about it in a video format. So yeah, just wanted to bring that up. Thank you for the comments. And one thing is, I couldn't remember Hayurine's name in the live reaction. And every time I forget something, I'm like, I'm reading this live, not going to look things up beforehand, obviously. And it's first thing in the morning, but whenever I forget something, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a million comments telling me, oh you idiot, how do you forget this? But thankfully, not even a single person commented on it, so thank you all for that. Because I always I'm like, how do I answer this? I know it's Hayurine now, I just didn't remember at the moment, but thank you for not making me go through that anxiety. But yeah, either way. Let's talk about 412. I thought it was great, at least for the very, very much most part. The Black March stuff, I don't like that much because I feel like it was kind of unnecessary. Like, it's not that big a deal. I don't think it's like, oh my god, it's killing the series. Nah, I just don't really think it was that necessary. I'll get to it now before I get into the rundown of things part by part. Just some thoughts on why I thought it was unnecessary. I feel like as far as the attacks that were coming from Charlie and the director, Bomb could have just used a normal Black March attack. Like, I don't want to get into like power scaling or anything like that because that's an endless discussion that's as annoying as the Bomb is a Shinsu creation stuff at this point. But I feel like Black March is already strong as hell. Just using a Black March attack would have been fine writing wise to do that. And him stabbing himself with Black March and stuff is so similar to what's going on with the Thorn that it feels kind of unnecessary when we already have the Thorn filling that power-up role. And it kind of made me think of more things. Like, I was like, are there other power-ups that just seem like pointless, like we didn't really need them? And then I was like, the entirety of Shinwanryu is kind of pointless. Like, what Shinwanryu does could have been explained by just the Shinsu quality stuff. We could have said, you know, irregulars have different Shinsu quality, and that's what makes it have the effect that Shinwanryu has. Or we could have said that Bomb's personal specific Shinsu quality makes it like that. So, yeah, honestly, we didn't even really need Shinwanryu in the story. But yeah, the Black March stuff just seemed unnecessary, and it makes Bomb seem a little bit, I don't know if I want to say dumb or reckless, but it's like, he knew, okay, I can't stab myself with the Thorn because that's going to leave me sort of out of it for a while, and then I won't be able to escape properly. But then he does the same thing with Black March. Like, did you think Black March would just have some sort of different reaction to your body than the Thorn would? But there are a few reasons why. Again, I don't want to say it's like, oh, it's ruining the series or anything bad, because it's not that big a deal. And there are a few excuses that could be had, like the Black March spirit or whatever is taking some of the burden on itself, so it's not as much of a burden on Bomb. Or the Black March is like, I don't remember what rank it is. I think it's like a B rank weapon or something. So even though it's a super rare weapon and it's super strong being B rank, it's not like the Thorn, which is like some crazy mysterious god item. So again, there are some ways around it. So I don't think it's really that big a deal. I just felt like it was a bit unnecessary given the stuff we already have. And the chapter, if he hadn't done the Black March stuff and had just done a normal ass friggin' Getsuga Tensho, what an endless sky with the Black March, whatever. If he would have just done that, then I feel like it would have had the same effect. So the chapter would have been the same without him stabbing himself with Black March. But either way, let's discuss the scenes part by part, do the summary discussion kind of stuff now at 5 minutes in. I just wanted to get through the one thing that I thought was like not amazing and why I thought that. So yeah, let's get into some more positive stuff with everything that I loved. Of course, we start off the chapter with the few panels from the end of last chapter like we always do, but after that we get a Jinsung flashback to training Bomb, which I thought was really nice, showing Bomb's resolve and everything, and Jinsung's mental state of it all, and almost seeming like he feels a little bit of regret, where he was using Bomb for his revenge. And he never really told Bomb he was sorry for using Bomb for his revenge. And he kind of had this tie and connection to Bomb in that Bomb was being forced to be alone, and Jinsung felt like he was forced to be alone. Of course, the Zahard family sold off the woman he loved, and that resulted in her death. And of course, Jinsung, that's the whole reason he hates Zahard and wants to go against him. But his sort of last words that we know of, and I'll get into not seeing Jinsung this chapter later, well, really seeing him, his last words that we know of were ordering Buen to fire the El Labina. Or at least I think I should call it the El Labina. Is that what we decided it should have been called? I don't know. But he orders Buen to fire that, and we cut away, and we don't get to see what happens with it yet, but I'm assuming that'll be explained maybe next chapter. So we then get to see Yuri and Chonhee continuing their argument / fight. All that was good, lots of cool action panels and all. We did already kind of get their characters, so yeah, there's no real need to go into their deep thought processes on that, because it's more like we already know Chonhee's personality, all caring about the rules and regulations and all that, and Yuri not caring much whatsoever about that. And it all culminates in Yuri giving a good speech about how the people who know what being a Zahard's princess is actually like, who know the pressures of it, try to take the pressures away from the people, not put the pressures on them. Showing that Chonhee doesn't know what she's talking about. If she knew anything about Zahard's princesses, she wouldn't be trying to make Yuri follow the rules and stuff, because she'd understand what a curse it actually is. Because we've seen the princess, being a princess has been a curse on so many people. And it's kind of like a forced thing. Look at what happened to Elaine. Look at what happened to Andrasi. To the original Anak. Being a princess has been a horrible to Garam, to Eurasia N. Like, for most of the princesses we've met, being a princess has been a bad thing for them. And if my sort of half theory that the 13-month series are the spirits of the original 13 princesses, if that's true, then it didn't work out well for them either, because their spirit's trapped in a weapon. So yeah, being a princess, not a cool thing, and Yuri puts it into words really well. So we have a flashback of Yuri speaking to Yurine before becoming a princess. And I love that her general personality is I'll just smash, smash, smash the rules. Smash, smash. So I loved it. Little Yuri, just smash everything. So she then gets a really good hit on Chonhee, and we cut away from that. But I doubt Chonhee's down yet. Yuri beat on her pretty badly, but I think Chonhee's probably not down yet. That wasn't really a finishing blow. We see White is fighting Sharon for like a few panels before getting to Karaka and Bomb, and I think this Karaka and Bomb moment is probably my favorite moment in the whole chapter. It's either that or Kallavan showing up, but I love the stuff that happened with Karaka and Bomb, because this whole time Karaka's been kind of saying Bomb isn't the right choice for FUG, they need to kill or get rid of Bomb, because he's not the right choice for FUG, he isn't doing the whole Slayer thing right. And now we have this moment where Karaka decides, I'm going to protect you now. And he doesn't say you're going to win, he says if you and your friends escape, we win. So again, I thought that was really, really good. Karaka obviously has his own reasons. He wants FUG to survive, and he wants FUG to win and get revenge on Zahard and the 10 families. But at the same time, he's willing to put aside his issues with Bomb to be like, you know, you and your friends escape, and then we'll all be good. So I loved this moment between the two of them, given the history that we've seen of them in the story so far. That was one of my favorite parts. So then Bomb fuses with the Black March at his escape. I already talked about that. He does it to stop an attack from the director and Charlie. I said it felt a bit unnecessary writing-wise. It feels like we just didn't need it to happen for the story to carry on the way it was. And then I feel like a lot of people should probably complain about this, and I probably should complain about this, because I guess it's not really good writing. We don't know what happened at all with Dorian and Death Karambit. We don't know what's going on with Grom or Death Lady or Death Bird. But we have random Death Bird out of nowhere, saved Irode, everyone's back together, yay. So random plot convenience, Death Bird Ex Machina. I guess I should complain about it, because it's technically really bad to just be like, oh no, we have this issue. Oh no, Death Bird solved this issue in one panel. But at the same time, it was so funny, and it is so funny that I don't even really care that much, because it was so comedically good where they're like, oh no, they're like, we're trying to escape. Oh no, we still need Irode. And then as soon as they say that, Deathbird just flying in with her. Oh look, I don't know who that is, but they saved her. It was so good. So I guess Deathbird beat Drac then, maybe? Or maybe Drac is in the lighthouse too, and they're escaping with Drac as well, but I doubt it. But I said before that I felt like the Deathbird, Death Karambit, Death Lady, I felt like the three of them, and I don't remember if there was any more than those three, I felt like they could probably take some of these high rankings of Hard Army members, maybe not Division Commander high rank, but Assistant Division Commander maybe. Because Pedro was also one of Karaka's servants called Death Eye, so I feel like these three probably might be around Pedro level, and they all have Death whatever as part of their name. And when Yuri fought Pedro, she said that physically Pedro was on the level of a royal guard for Zahard, and that she was really impressed with how strong he was. So if that's the case, we can assume that the other Death insert name here characters are pretty strong too. So if that's the case, it makes sense that maybe Deathbird just was able to get Irode from Drac off screen, but it's just so random and out of nowhere that it's hilarious. So while it's technically bad writing, and maybe I should be complaining, I thought it was so funny that I don't care. Then we have Elpathian. We finally get to see what the hell they're doing, and I really liked this role. I thought that this was really cool too, actually. This entire time, Elpathian has been sort of putting up his little lighthouse shield that we've seen going on. He's been doing that the whole time to sort of, I don't know if contain is the right word, but contain the fight between Kun Royale Elliot and Evankel, so that the shockwaves of it just didn't completely wipe out all the weaker people and wipe out the entire station and everything. He's been putting up a shield to defend everyone from the aftermath, or the sort of, I don't know, the lingering whatever of their fight. You get what I'm trying to say. So I thought that's a really cool role and everything. And then we have a scene that is so badass and chilling, where they're escaping, and then just out of nowhere, bam, Kallavan is in front of Bomb. It is just so chilling, because he's like got the hole in his chest, he's got blood all over his face and his hands, and he just teleports in front of him like, oh yeah, you're the guy I'm supposed to kill. Damn, it's so good. There were a few incredible panels there too. I love the one where it's shot facing Kallavan from behind Bomb, and they're both cut off at about waist level. That panel was really good. So I loved all of that. There were a few incredible ones, and I loved the reaction when he shows up. We see this one panel that's like the eyes of White, Karaka, White, Karaka, Jinsung, Yuri, and Evankel all reacting. I loved that. I was thinking Wagning, because I was like going through the panel in my mind, and I saw the yellow hair and eyes and just went straight there. But no, Jinsung, White, Karaka, Yuri, and Evankel. So they all have their own people to fight. So I don't know if the five of them will have to break off their fights and fight against Evankel, or fight against Kallavan. I think a 5-on-1 fight with those five teaming up against Kallavan would just be so freaking cool. But at the same time, that would be kind of impossible at this point because we still got stuff going on with Kun Royale Elliot, who's incredibly damn strong. Same with Chon-Hee, even though Chon-Hee is on the losing end at this point. Because I feel like Yuri could handle Chon-Hee if it came down to it seriously. Same with Yu Han-sung handling Shua Arthur. We don't really know how strong Arthur is, but I feel like if he really tried, Yu Han-sung could handle him. And then same again goes for White and Sharon. I love Sharon, and I saw one other, was it Nyadi Hemmings? I'm not sure. One other Tower of God YouTuber saying that she was like the best new character introduced this arc, and I freaking love Ari Bright Sharon. But at the same time, I feel like White could probably win if he took it seriously, because earlier in the arc, Dorian said that if White was at his full power, he would be Kallavan level. So again, I feel like White could take him. I feel like a 5-on-1 fight would be good, but there's so many badass characters going on the Zahard side of things that I don't think that's possible. And I think somebody, I forget who, commented on the reaction saying, how is Kallavan going to reset all of this showing up? And I was like, Kallavan is the living soft reset here. Kallavan is coming in, and I don't know. And that's what makes it really, really exciting. I don't know who could come in at this point to help them that much, aside from like frigging Yurik, who shows up in too many arcs, so I kind of don't want it to be Yurik. Let it be somebody different for once. I think, like, the FUG top guys, have the other Slayers show up. Just have Bam Immort out of nowhere, or Baylord Yama, or hell, Grace Merche. If Grace Merche Lizlike showed up, do you know how I would lose my absolute shit in the reaction? But yeah, with the exception of somebody like that showing up, I have no clue, and that's what makes it exciting for the next few chapters. I don't know how Bomb's group is even going to survive, let alone escape. They have Kallavan, they have all these other characters. I don't know what's going to happen whatsoever. So yeah, it's just so exciting, because I have no idea what's coming, and I don't have any idea how they'll survive. Like, if Kallavan wants to kill them, the man is a walking nuke. The man just teleported in here after getting a hole torn in his chest, frigging shot with a Labina, maybe. Like, the man's a walking nuke. I have a walking teleporting nuke. I have no idea how they're going to survive this. So, as a chapter, I thought it was really great. It was so great that I don't even care about the Black March stuff, because the Kallavan stuff, the Bomb and Karaka stuff was just so good. And even we get our first look. I'm completely sort of no-selling it in a way, but we got our first look at Urine, Ha Urine, the head of the Ha family. So that leaves us at, well, we've seen young Edwan, we've seen Urine, we've seen Gustang, so we've seen Aria Hone in Flashbacks. So yeah, that's only like, and we've seen this one silhouetted kind of image of the head of the Lopobia family. So that's maybe like half of them we've seen, unless I'm forgetting one. So yeah, that's a really big important thing, is our first look at Ha Urine. And I'm kind of not even, I'm so excited with other things, I'm kind of just brushing over it. We had that amazing Karaka moment. Kallavan is absolutely chilling as a character. The way he just shows up there deadpan, covered in blood with a hole in his chest. Man, he is so badass. So, yeah. And like I said, the big question of how Bomb's group even escapes or survives at this point. So, as a score, man, I'd give it a damn near perfect score. I'd give it 9.5, just walking, teleporting nukes out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. I absolutely loved it, but I'm not going to say it's perfect, because like I said, I am a bit on the Black March thing. We'll see where it leads, of course. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of it, but at the same time, I don't think it's really all that big of a deal. And I feel like there was something else that I thought that about too this chapter. Something else that I wasn't too huge on, but I also didn't think it was that big a deal. I went through everything in my notes, but I feel like I am forgetting something. I feel like there was something else that I had thought about that. Oh well. Either way, if I remember it, I'll talk about it in the comments or throw it in the Hot Q&A whenever I do one. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like if you did like the video. Comment down there, tell me what you thought of this chapter, what you thought of my thoughts on it and all that. Subscribe for more. Tower of God much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. Or follow on Twitter. I can talk to you there and stuff and keep you updated. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us on Discord about this series or anything else, then just ask and I can give you a link to the Discord server. So that's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.